Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I woke up in the mood to create a very smoky, bronzy summertime makeup look, and I wanted to gear this one a little bit better for beginners, so I might go into a bit more detail than I usually do. I tested this makeup look out yesterday and it turned out so good. I was like, yep, this one's making the channel. So I'm really excited to wear that makeup look on my face again today and show you how I achieved it. Before we get into it, a portion of today's video is sponsored by Omnilux, which is really exciting. So big thank you to them. This here is the Omnilux contour face. I've always loved my experience with red light therapy when I get facials, and I also had a subscription to like this spa place that had a full red booth, but I've taken a break from both of those things since it's been summer. But now that I have this in my life, I can get that professional grade LED treatment anytime I want without pants. I've just started using this, but I want to share my results after trying it out for a month. So I'm going to like challenge myself to use it 3 to 5 times a week for the next month so we can see what it does to my skin. I've used it 3 times already and I feel on top of my skincare game, even though all I've really done is just lay down horizontally with this on my face for 10 minutes. So I'll show you what I'm working with so we can see where my skin is at, so we get a good before shot, and then I'll share my results after using this for the next month. It's FDA cleared, dermatologist recommended, and clinically proven to help with fine lines, wrinkles, collagen, redness, uneven tone, and sun damage. I'm down for all of it, but evening my skin tone is my main goal. I'm excited for most of my nights looking like this now. It's comfortable, non-invasive, and perfect for multitasking. So again, I'll be using it 3 to 5 times a week for the next month, and I'll be sharing my results. So if you'd like to join along, you can use this QR code here for 10% off. I'll also have a link down in the description box down below. Thanks again to Omnilux for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's get all bronzed up. So the first step I'm going to do is very optional, but in my recent favorite staining makeup products video, I raved about the Clinique Sunkissed Face Jelly, and I showed the many ways that I like to use this product, and I also asked for you guys to comment the ways that you like to use this product, and someone said that they love to use this for freckles, and I tried it and I love it. It's like immediate henna freckles. It looks amazing and it stays all day. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'm just going to take a little glob on my makeup palette here, and I have an old Freck bottle that was like really gross and curdled, but I saved the brush, and I'm just going to add some little fake freckles with this today. And if you're new to adding little faux freckles like this, I highly recommend you Googling like natural freckle patterns, because sometimes when you go into it for the first time, you tend to apply them very evenly in a symmetrical way, and freckles are obviously very random. They have all different shapes to them, sizes, and little clusters and such. I'm not saying that my pattern here is going to be very natural. I'm kind of doing a little contouring situation. So I'm just gonna add a few dots, and the stuff is good, so you can kind of tap over them, and this will kind of add more randomness to the pattern as well. So I kind of create a little cluster, then I tap it with my finger, and then I move that cluster somewhere else as like a little stamp. I've been doing some faux freckles using henna over the summer, and it's been really fun, but this gives an immediate effect and you don't have to wait hours or overnight for them to develop, which is fun. Now I'm going to go in with the First Day Beauty Bronzing Glow Drops. And I am going to kind of dodge the area where I just added all those freckles, just so that they have a good chance to stain. For foundation, I'm using my Shiseido Revitaliscent Skin Glow Foundation in 340 Oak. And I just want to add a very light coat of foundation for this look. I don't want a heavy base. Just something that's going to even up the complexion. Now, the base is pretty much completely optional. You can alter it to whatever you want. This video is definitely going to be more eye focused, and then like the cheek and lip. I'm feeling a little bit delulu today, and I realized I did not have any caffeine today, so I made a massive matcha in my measuring cup. I didn't have a bigger glass. For concealer, I'm using my Tear Glide and Hide Blurring Concealer in the shade 4.5N. And I'm using just the liquid underneath of my eye. Actually, maybe I'll use a little bit of the cream side on my little perioral dermatitis. My past tricks to get rid of my perioral dermatitis have not been working. I'm pretty sure mine is triggered by toothpastes. If I stick with one toothpaste for too long, all of a sudden this rash pops up. So I think I'm gonna have to switch my brands more often. I'm not going to powder my under eyes yet because I need this whole eye area to stay slippery. I'm going to prime my eyelids using the About Face eye primer. So now I'm shifting focus to my eyes. So I have two eyeshadow sticks, one from Bobbi Brown in the shade Bark, and the other is a Laura Mercier Caviar stick in Sepia. So here's Bark and Sepia. And then I'm going to use my Patrick Ta blush in She's So LA. Oh, as well as a classic brown liner pencil. Where is it? The Kosas Soul Gazer in Depth. So you can kind of use whatever browns you have. So I'm starting with the lighter brown here, the sepia shade. And with this, I'm going to apply it right on my lash line. And I'm also going to take it out just a little bit, making it quite thick on my outer corner here. I'm going to start with the smaller brush. This is a Refer 13 Mini, and I'm going to just blend right on my lashes. And I'll slowly kind of blend upwards, and I'm going to start patting this pigment a little bit. Then I'm just going to take a bigger brush. This is a Refer Shoto 4, and I'm just going to go right over everything. While I'm at it, I'm going to take some on my lower lash line too, just a touch. I'm blending right away before it sets. That's step one. It's kind of easy. You just can be like a little bit more haphazard with it since it's a lighter brown. Now I'm going to line my entire waterline using my pencil. This I kind of have to like loom over my mirror here. You can decide if you want to line your tear duct here. I'm going to leave it open today. I like to add 2 coats to my lower waterline just to ensure that it stays. Now with the smaller brush, this is a Refer 23. I'm now switching over to Bark from Bobbi Brown, and I'm going to just do the same motion, but I'm going to tap it a lot closer to my lashes. Actually, I'm going to take that same other blending brush, the 13 Mini, and I'm going to blend this way, a little bit quicker. So same motions, just a lot more condensed near my lashes. And I'll add a bit more on my lower, and I'll take my detail brush for the lower lash line just so that it doesn't get too blown out. Now, if you kind of have like a harsh edge like I do right here, that's going to be okay. But if you want to make it softer, just take a little bit of that previous shade you used and a blending brush, and you can kind of go over it to help blend that and mask that line. I love working with cream eyeshadow sticks for smoky eyes because it can be so much easier, and it just like builds the look so beautifully, and it adds like a certain just effect that you can't really achieve with powders. Now you can deepen it as you wish. I just want a darker outer corner here with a bit more of that sepia color. I'm drawing that over everything on the lower lash line just to help smoke it out even more. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to start adding some powders now. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually set my brow bone with a setting powder. I'm just taking my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I'm really trying to finish this up. So I'm just going to set brow to almost crease. This is going to add some nice slip so we don't have any harshness. Then I'm taking a fresh blending brush and I'm taking the powder side of She's So LA. This is like the perfect summery bronze blush. And this is going to basically go into the crease and to really blow this look out without adding too much depth or contrast. It's like a nice light brown smoky eye. And this powder blush does have a bit of a sheen, and I think it just makes it look even more summery and glowy without adding a shimmer. I'm also adding this to my lower lash line. So now at this stage, I'm taking some of my setting powder on a powder puff to set my under eye concealer. I kind of want some inner corner shimmer, so I'm going to take this Clinique highlighter. This is the True Highlight Weightless Illuminator in 01 Moonlit Pearl. I think it pairs well with like a really smoky eye. So I'm going to repeat it on this side, add some mascara, and I'll be right back. I'm like suddenly feeling extremely nauseous and it's making me anxious, which is making it worse. But I'm gonna persevere because these eyes turned out too good. If I'm gonna be nauseous, at least I'll be slaying. Okay, so now let's get on to the other fun stuff. I'm going to bronze slash contour using the Rare Beauty liquid contour in the shade Solace. At first glance, I always think this shade says soulless, but I'm like, that's a little bit strange for Rare Beauty. This contour stuff has been a summer staple of mine. I don't know. It's a not just a summer staple. I think it's going to be a 2025 favorite. It just is so easy to use and it's so stunning every time. And I like how extremely bronzed it makes me look without adding like a ton of coverage or like a thick layer. It like seamlessly blends in because of its serumy texture. But since I'm going for a bronze look, you know the drill. I'm over exaggerating where I apply this bronzer. I'm heading out to the lake today, so it's kind of strange to get this glammed up, but I think I'm going golfing with my brother. Double strange to go this glammed up to the lake and the lake golf course. So for blush, you probably guessed it, I'm using the She's So LA Duo as well. I'm taking the cream first. I know his technique is powder then cream on top. I tend to just apply way too much, so I just do like the classic Makeup Way cream before powders, especially for this color. I'm just going to apply it kind of in this cutesy area right here. I feel like it gives a very summer sun-kissed look to the cheek, and it overall just looks really youthful and like joyful. I'm just gonna kind of fade it almost into my eyeball. And this brush is the Rare Beauty blush brush. It's a little bit like pokey and itchy, but my oh my, does it do a good job at blending out cream blushes. I'm basically doing the wave technique with this blush. So I just traipse it across, almost like a W across my cheeks. And with whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to bring it on my forehead, my chin, and of course, the nose. And I'm going to add more saturation right on the cheek, right here. Because I haven't powdered yet, and once I set this with a little bit of a tinted powder, it's going to become a lot less intense. Before I powder, I'm adding some more highlight. This is the Clinique one once again. I'm adding this before powder over here just so that it really sinks into those cream products. I rarely use highlight these days. I don't know what it is, but I felt like this bronzy look needed some glow. Now it's powder time using my Huda Beauty loose setting powder in Pound Cake. And I'm just gonna do my usual set here. I put quite a bit of powder on my chin lately, especially with that dermatitis situation going on, because it just helps to really blur out that area. I'm so not used to having my nose ring again. I kind of lost it around Christmas time. I was so sick during Christmas that it was just really annoying when I had to like blow my nose a million times. So I took it out, but I thought I lost it, but it turned out to be in my jewelry box this entire time. I just never noticed. But thankfully my nose was still open for business, so she's back. Now that I've set, I'm taking the powder side of the Patrick Ta blush, and I'll just add a little bit more. There. Now the base is done. I have to figure out what I want to do for the lips. I've been loving these right here. These are the Smiley Lip Blending Sticks by Lily by Red. I have 2 shades. I have 4 and 3. So I've been kind of mixing them. One is like a super contour tone. I've been adding them out of bounds. These are really fun. They're super matte and powdery once they're on your lips, and I kind of just rub it. So it almost contours my lips and makes them look a little bit more plump than usual. And this one is a bit warmer. I mix them because I can't decide which shade I like better. I'll swatch them so you can see a visual. This is shade 3 and this is 4. It's just kind of like a fun extra step for what? But one of my favorite lip liners of the season has been the Huda Beauty in Warm Brown, and it seems to be a good match for the Patrick Ta blush. And Clinique came out with a new almost lipstick shade, and it's in Nude Honey. So I think I'm going to try that today, but I'll swatch it next to Pink Honey and Black Honey, of course, so you can see the differences. Also, I wanted to see personally. I'll have to do a little swatch video because this looks so fun. I love the Clinique almost lipsticks. I feel like I love a lot of Clinique products. To me, they're quite underrated. So there's Pink Honey, Nude Honey in the middle, and then Black Honey. It is giving me vibes of the Glossier Generation G lipstick in Leo, which used to be my favorite lipstick. It just went expired on me and I never purchased it again. But let's try it out. I think that's fun for today. That's perfect. Last step, just a little bit of One Size setting spray. I forgot to breathe. Ugh, that does not help the nausea. And here is my finished super bronzy, sultry summer makeup look. And that's going to be all from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I would also love to know what you would like to see next in the comments down below. But besides that, I'll have everything I used and talked about listed in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!